the top four are the top four, the normal: Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United and Liverpool. I think you look at the buys made by Aston Villa. Tottenham's quite exciting because they seem to be obviously completely changing the team around with Juande Ramos. Manchester City, we're not quite sure what's going to happen with the owner, etc. And probably Portsmouth, insofar as those four teams pushing on, maybe pushing the top four. I think then the rest of the teams, I think there's probably 8, 9 involved in the relegation scrap, and you might get somebody like a Sunderland or a Middlesbrough actually pushing on into the top 10. The survey done by the National Lottery, I find it really quite fascinating. 20 teams in the Premier League, right? I think there's only one set of supporters, which are Stoke. Even the small percentage haven't said that their team can be champions. All the other 19 teams, whatever percentage, whether it's large, in Manchester United's case, it's 100% think they're going to win the Premier League. But you know, other teams are sort of 3-4%. I think Wigan have said 4% we're going to win the Premier League. Well, obviously somebody's having a laugh. And then the complete other end of the scale is the fact, almost like a total denial. We sort of know the clubs now that are going to be at the bottom of the league this season. You have to go Stoke, you've got to go West Brom, you've got to go Hull. You might even think Blackburn might slip down there. West Ham or Fulham going to stay out a bit. Or Bolton going to have a bit of a nightmare. Or Wigan. But nearly all their supporters, complete denial, which is we will not be relegated. I think in terms of new players in teams this year, I think you'd have to look Robbie Keane at Liverpool. I think in tandem and the partnership with Torres looks like very exciting. Possibility they won't draw as many games as they drew last year. I think the Tottenham thing is also very, very interesting. You've got Modric coming in, you've got Bentley signed from Blackburn, and I think if you look at Aston Villa, I think he's trying to sign 11 English players. Martin O'Neill. So all those kind of players, Crouch going to Portsmouth, and then I think we've seen towards the bottom of the league, the likes of Fulham, who just hung on last year, Bobby Zamora, Andy Johnson, look like they'll get goals, they should be clear of relegation. Bolton have splashed out on a centre forward, they spent an awful lot of money. I think Sunderland, Middlesbrough, all those kind of teams, they've realised that you can't stand still in the Premier League. You've got to improve. Well, I think if you're going to pick a dream team, I think you've got to be very scientific about it, and this is it. You get a very good goalkeeper, get you loads of points. Just full-backs who play really and play in teams that don't concede too many goals. But then I think you look across midfield, you forget about defensive midfield players. You just want 4 midfield players, A, who can score, B, who can create. They take free kicks round their opposition penalty area and they score penalties, so utopia. And then I think where you really splash the cash is your 2 forwards. You just got to go and buy the best, and then you sit and fit the rest of your team around your 2 forwards. I think generally your forwards get you all the points. And it's sometimes a case with defenders, it's a case of not losing points rather than getting points.